Hello and welcome to our first annual Bourbon Bracket Single Barrel Edition brought to you by Weaver Associates. We've got your back for all your printing and service needs. Today we'll be lining up our contenders to see who will be competing with who in our Elite 8 matchups and our blind taste test going on this year. But before we get to our contenders, let's meet my beautiful co-host and my wife, Marissa. Marissa, how are we doing today?
Thank you, Chris. I'm doing good. Excited to see how the bracket ends up today and more excited to see how things go the next couple weeks.
That's right, these single barrel bottles are going head to head in a blind taste format to see who will be our ultimate single barrel in our collection. Before we pick our rankings, let's meet our contenders. Marissa?
Up first, we have our Four Roses Single Barrel. This 100 proof non-age stated bourbon coming in from Four Roses Distillery does have an OBSB mash bill, making it a great contender in this bracket.
Up next is our 1792 Single Barrel. This 98.6 proof non-age stated high rye mash from Barton Distillery is sure to make waves this year after a fabulous review from its small batch counterpart earlier in the season.
Now for our next bottle, don't let the 4-year age statement fool you. This New Riff Single Barrel 111.8 proof from New Riff Distillery has been tearing up the internet scene of late. When you put a man like Larry Ebersold in charge of blending, you're going to put out some great juice.
That is true, Marissa. Now getting back to the older bourbons here, up next we have the Buffalo Trace Store Pick Single Barrel. This 8-year 90 proof bourbon out of Buffalo Trace Distillery is a fan favorite as everyone in the whiskey world has heard of Buffalo Trace.
Damn, Chris, even I have heard of Blanton's. But I'll tell you what, the Jim Beam Distillery has a bottle of their own that they think can take on Buffalo Trace any day of the week. This Baker's Single Barrel has been aged 8 years and 8 months, coming in at a whopping 107 proof. They are really looking to make moves this year.
Speaking of making moves, we are making moves out of the 8-year bottles and into the 10-year pours. Next we have our first 10-year bourbon, Rebel Yell Single Barrel. This 100 proof coming out of Luxborough Distilleries may be the underdog of the competition, but you wouldn't know it from looking at it. Known as Defiantly Smooth, this wheated bourbon is going to try to shock the world.
They do have their hands full, but if they can pull off the upset, it'd be neat. But getting into the end here, we have our last 10-year-old bottle. Coming out of Wild Turkey Distillery, another well-known name in the game. This Russell's Reserve Single Barrel is 110 proof, who is looking to continue to prove to his fans that Rare Breed and 101 aren't the only things you need from the Wild Turkey line. Chris, I am excited to see what Russell's can do. As you know, the 10-year original is one of my faves.
That is right, Marissa. You did give them your first thumbs up, so I expected you having them winning it all. But last but certainly not least, we have our oldest bottle. This veteran coming out of Heaven Hill Distillery has a hefty price tag that it will have to prove it deserves. This 18-year-old bottle of Elijah Craig Single Barrel comes in only at 90 proof. This may be a disadvantage to most, but it could be the perfect proof to carry this bottle to the finals. So there you have it. You have met the contenders, and now it's time to go over the format. First of all, we're keeping it simple. We only have a few rules. Number 1, I will be blind taste testing 2 bourbons per episode. Number 2, the bracket will be randomly selected, and that's what we're bringing you today. Highest rank versus lowest rank, and you can see how the bracket moves on from there. Number 3, I will judge these 2 bourbons on drinkability and taste alone. Price will be kept out. And last but not least, the winner will move on to the next bracket until a champion is crowned.
Now there are some ways for you to get involved. We're going to post pictures of the matchup on our Instagram. You can go over and vote for who you think will win. If you vote correctly, your name will be added to a list, so each correct vote you get will give you 1 entry, meaning you can earn up to 7 entries for the prize. At the end of the bracket, when the champion is chosen, we are going to pick 5 lucky winners to receive a sample of any bourbon you would like out of Chris's collection. I mean, that's a lot. So make sure you head over and click that follow button on the Instagram, and make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on for the YouTube channel so you can keep up with each matchup.
Well, Marissa, I think we bored them enough with the logistics. Let's get into it. And our first number 8 spot for the contender will be
Rebel Yell.
Rebel Yell. Let's write it on the board.
Now for number 7.
We have Buffalo Trace, the store pick.
Wow.
Up next, our number 6 pick.
1792.
1792, the Single Barrel.
Coming up, number 5.
The New Riff, the 4-year-old bottle. Moving into our top 4.
All right, the old Elijah Craig.
18-year veteran.
All right, time for number 3.
Baker's 7-year.
Okay, okay.
Now for our top 2.
Russell's, my
Ooh,
favorite.
the favorite. And that means our number 1 contender in our first ever single barrel edition is going to be Four Roses.
Great.
So there we have it. Our selections have been picked. They're on the board. And now comes our first blind taste test, which will be in 2 days on March 9th. Now that you've seen them up there, Marissa, who do you think's bringing it home?
Well, first, I just want to give a shout out to myself. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's also Chris's brother's birthday.
Happy birthday, Rob.
Happy birthday, Rob. But just had to get that out of the way. But I mean, my guy, Russell's, he's on the number 2 spot right now. Clear chance of winning.
Clear chance of winning as well for the rest of the contenders here. So let's see who's going to bring it home, and we'll see you guys in 2 days. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Bourbon of the Week so you can get your guesses in and try to win some great prizes. Until then, wash your hands. Cheers.
See ya.